Welcome to the Beauty Moves podcast. I am your host, Coyetta Tamara, and your guide on this transformative journey. This podcast is your ultimate destination for inspiration, actionable strategies, and real talk conversations about building a successful business while becoming the best version of yourself. We'll dive into topics that empower you to elevate your skills, grow your brand, and navigate the challenges of entrepreneurship with confidence. You'll hear from industry experts, learn the secrets behind thriving businesses, and discover the mindset shifts that will set you apart in a competitive world. So whether you're starting out or looking to take your business to the next level, you're in the right place. Together, let's take bold action and make your vision a reality. Let's make beauty moves. Welcome to another episode of the Beauty Moves podcast. I am your host, Coyetta Tomara. We're going to be talking real life, real business, and the journey of becoming your best self while building something beautiful. Today's episode is for anyone who thinks confidence is a personality trait or that success means that you've got it all figured out. Because I'm here to tell you that it is not. And the truth of the matter is, I am a shy person. Okay, I love people. I do love conversations. I love deep conversations. But when it comes to showing up online, it takes everything in me to press post. And I know I'm not alone. I recently told someone that every time I show up online or in any capacity that involves, that's beyond me, I'm actually pushing myself and it's not easy. I didn't wake up one day and become this version of myself. I had to build her. I had to build this version of myself. A lot of people believe confidence is something you're born with, but confidence is actually a practice. It's like a muscle. You only get stronger by using it. And the biggest myth is that once you hit a certain amount of funds or build a business, it gets easier. And the truth is, it does not. It just changes. The doubts are still there. The voice who says, "Who do you think you are? Why are you here?" still whispers in your ear. And even the most successful people wrestle with imposter syndrome, right? And the difference is they've learned to keep going anyway. They've learned to keep going anyway, right? So just like death is no respecter of persons, neither is imposter syndrome. It doesn't care how wealthy you are. It doesn't care how poor you are. It doesn't care what you have or what you don't have. It's still going to show up. So how are you going to move through the world? That's the question, right? That's the absolute question. So we are in a digital age where presence is part of the work. Whether you like it or not, social media is a tool, right? If you want to grow, you can't ghost your audience and expect them to remember you. You can't disappear and expect to be at the top of mind because on the social media platform, there are a lot of voices. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of exposure to different people. So you're seeing a lot of people in a short amount of time. You're going to be forgotten, right? You're going to be forgotten. So you have to be at the top of memory. So that doesn't actually mean become someone you're not. It means stretching into who you are becoming. You have to stretch yourself. You have to try. You have to do something beyond yourself to get where you want to get to. And this was one of my biggest mindset shifts that I help my clients make. And that's learning to show up authentically, even when it feels uncomfortable. Because visibility isn't vanity. It's not that you want to be seen and you want to be out there, rah, rah, rah. It's not that. It's a service, right? Someone is waiting on what you carry and they can't receive it if they don't see you. If you don't show up, if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't share your gift to the world, If you don't share your perspective and how you work, people will not gravitate to you. They will not show up for you. You won't be able to help them if you can't show up to convey that information. You won't be able to convey that information if you're living inside of yourself, and if you don't tap into something that allows you to come outside of your shell. I sometimes, imagine what it was like before, social media, because now I really can't remember. And I'll tell you, before social media, business felt harder. It felt harder. It felt more tedious, but social media now adds a different element. And with the way the world is right now, with the way the economy is right now, it's in your best interest to show up. Yes, we know the algorithm is always changing. We can see that likes have gone down. We can see that engagements have gone down, but it's still not a reason to not show up. It's still no reason to not make yourself known. I see many people that do the same thing technically, right? I do what other people do on the internet. It's not different. It's not it kind of looks and sounds the same, but what you get from it is who the person is. You're looking at different people have different way of conveying different messages. They're saying the same thing, but it comes out differently. Remember, you're not going to be for everybody, just like the next person you see who's doing what you're doing is not going to be for everybody. We're in different regions, we're in different city, we're in different town, we're in different parts of the world. Our audience is different. The variables are so much different. So don't think that because someone else is doing what you're doing, and this might be a different topic, but because someone else is doing what you're doing, it means your voice is not valuable. It means your message should not be heard. It means your voice should not be heard, because that's not how it works. You're going to build confidence and growth by doing things that are uncomfortable. What started my journey of coming outside of my normal self? Like, yes, I am an outgoing person, but I do have shy moments, absolutely. But what started that was feeling something inside of me, God, showing me and having me feel that I was destined for more. And I wanted to become that person. I longed to become that person. I craved that person. I prayed to become that person. And what I tried to do was, okay, think about it. If I'm going to try to become this person, what does that look like for me? Right? I started reading more books. I started, you know, praying more. I started just listening to some real intellectual things, and it really elevated my thinking and my thought process and my vocabulary. And it really showed me that this person is inside of me. She's there. She's right there. She needs to be accessed. She needs to be nurtured. She needs to be treated, right? And even if there are nerves, which are completely normal, and I don't want anyone to ever think that, you know, people are out here just, being bubbly all day. No, the richest of the richest, they have nerves, right? It has nothing to do with the amount of money that you have, the amount of anything you have. It truly has nothing to do with that, right? So we have to work on developing confidence. And with this social media platform, I do know there are many. So to ease your nerves, I'm going to suggest a few things that you need to do to help you in this journey, right? I remember I started a challenge about getting out, just getting your face out there, and people had a lot of hard times to go live and to just share your story, share a little bit about yourself, or ask a question and then answer it live. And people had a really hard time doing that. But you really have to train yourself. And it starts here. Create a safe starting point for yourself, right? Create a safe starting point for yourself. And you can do that by picking one platform. Not five, because there are many, as I just said, but we want to pick one. Pick one and start showing up where you feel most comfortable. I love Instagram. I'm on YouTube and I'm still getting used to YouTube. It's not a comfortable space for me, I must admit, but I'm doing it in my own way, right? So start showing up where you feel most comfortable. So whether it's Instagram stories, LinkedIn, or short videos, show up there. And how you can get to start introducing yourself is by asking questions, just like the challenge I featured or I had some months ago. Ask a question to your audience and you can answer it live. That will give you a taste of like what to do or where to start, right? But you have to show up and be seen in that way and start with some place you're comfortable, right? Number two is set boundaries with yourself. Set boundaries with yourself. So I know we see people posting every day, your favorite social media person, influencer, business influencer, posting every day, sometimes 3 times a day. And listen, I used to be the person that's like, oh, I gotta, but no, I don't gotta, because my speed is different from their speed, my calling, my ministry, my business model, how I move and flow is different from everyone else. And that's something I just have to accept for myself, right? So I don't want to dictate how you should post, but because you're getting used to the platform and showing up, schedule 1 or 2 days to create and post. I take I take exactly that 1 or 2 day to create and post. So don't wait for inspiration on that either. If something speaks to you, do it. Make it a non-negotiable situation like brushing your teeth or like showering. It's something you have to do, right? Quick test you can do is, if you're already posting, you can search your insights. That's why I always recommend look at the data, search your insights and see which post performed the best. And you can either repost it or rejig it. With AI in the mix, there's so many things you can do with that's going to allow you to do content better, to make your content better, to make making content for you easier. So I want you to use the tools that are available to you as well. And number three, I want you to focus on one person. So each time you create content, think of one person you're helping. Not everybody, one person. And that human connection removes the pressure. When you think you're speaking, and that's why it's important to know your ideal client, that one winning person, to know them inside and out, because you're going to be able to picture them in your mind when you're speaking, and that takes the pressure off of you. Okay? And number four, detach from perfection. Let's put that to bed right now. We're not dealing with perfection. There was a time as well in my life where I wanted things to be perfect. And honestly, now I swear I'm a little messy. And it's not necessarily something that makes me comfortable, but it is what it is for me. I'm not going to spend time being trapped in perfection. What I am now is more a person that's focused on organization, on order. That's where I'm spending a lot of my time, but it's not really in perfection, because what I've learned is that develops over time. You get to perfect it, not perfection, but perfect your craft over time. And how you do that is by just doing it, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and you get to polish things over time, right? So your message doesn't have to be something that's super poised and polished to be powerful. Authenticity will always beat a curated feed. You being real, you being honest, you speaking like the way you speak. I listened to a podcast. I'm just trying to remember the name of it. It's escaping me, but I remember the name, Tim. And he's one of the, jeez, I just can't remember the name. But anyway, he is like a former pastor, now holds a podcast on YouTube, and it's so very real. A Christian man who has taken the lens, the almost pretensive lens of Christianity, and he's just being himself. And it's really authentic, really raw, really real, and really, it's like touching a whole sect of people who are used to the old way of Christianity, the veil being up, but he's taking that veil off and really being himself. And it's so refreshing, because it inspires me to want to drop my own wall. Yes, sometimes there are walls up for sure, but it does inspire a different side, a lighter side, and to show that people are people, will always be human, no matter if you're Christians or not, right? But he walks in authenticity. He is wears his heart on his sleeve, vulnerable type of man. It's not the typical type of man that you would find in in today's world, but it's so refreshing, and his genuineness is so inviting. So you spend time, being genuine in what you do and in how you show up, because it's going to make a difference. It's going to inspire others to drop the pretense, to be more comfortable, and to want to get to know you, and want to get to know what you do and how you can help them. So that authenticity is really going to be beneficial for your business. It's really going to create more intrigue and interest in who you are as a person. I'm seeing a big spin in a lot more, it's not personality driven, I would say, but a lot of people kind of showing behind the scenes of how they do what they do. And it does involve more personality. It involves them showing themselves more. And I personally find it really refreshing, right? So detach from perfection. And number 5 is borrow belief. If you cannot believe in yourself, borrow mine, baby. Okay? Find a coach, a mentor, or a community that sees your greatness even if you can't. Find someone that sees that goodness in you even if you can't. Sometimes, based on our circumstances and how we live in that bubble of perfection, it really impacts how we see ourselves, how we show up, and how we interact with others. But draw from that favorite person that you love or you like or that you're inspired by. And, draw from those traits that you really enjoy and borrow that for yourself. Right? They say you got to fake it till you make it. That's quite a concept. It's something that, you know, does work. But I want you to be authentic even in that process, because you're becoming that person, right? You're becoming that person. So while you're in this phase, remember that whether you're working a 9 to 5 or you're in a business setting, living life every day, every level of growth requires a new version of you. And you were never meant to navigate that alone. Being an entrepreneur, especially, is a really lonely thing. I know, because I'm navigating this world currently, and trying to put myself out there to make new friends, right? New entrepreneurial girly friends. And that's an interesting process because, you have your own thoughts about how you're being perceived, which is could be another imposter syndrome. But it's something to put yourself out there, right? So community is going to be really beneficial. Community isn't just nice, it's necessary. As I said, we lonely out here sometimes. And that's why in my coaching program, we just don't focus on strategy. We work on you. We work on you. We help you break through limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and fear, because business success starts on the inside. Whatever you have on the inside comes outside. I'm sure you've heard that. As a man thinketh, so is he. Right? Those are all thoughts. What you think about yourself is what you show. So a part of growing, a part of confidence and growth and showing up, right, is how you think and feel about yourself. It's going to influence how you move, right? You don't need to have it all figured out. Let's be done with that. You do not need to have it all figured out. I swear I feel like I'm still going through the process of figuring it out, and I've been around for some time, right? You just need to keep showing up. Whether it's messy, you know, honest, yes, human, yes, and let someone walk with you. You don't have to walk this road alone. You never have to do that. Find people that you admire, try to get in touch with them. And if you cannot, that's okay. Move to the next. Right? It's something I pray about personally, getting the right us in the right circle, getting to know the right people, not because I want some type of gain. It's because, or financial gain, I should say. It's more so being able to rise to be the person I want to be, right? And you do that by, stepping up your circle, being around people that influence you in the right and the best way, and being around people that are where you want to be. And so there is a move there that you need to make to allow you to do that. So this is not a long episode. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you found this beneficial. If this episode spoke to you, if you've been hiding, doubting, or waiting for the perfect time to start showing up, I want to personally invite you to connect with me. My coaching programs are designed for women like you. You have a big heart. You are vision-driven entrepreneurs who are ready to stop shrinking and start standing in their power. You got to do that for me because I'm out here trying to stand in my own power, right? So that's what I want to help you do. So let's quiet that voice and let's turn that voice into bold impact. You can find me on Instagram at I am Coyetta, right? And you can DM me the word grow if you're ready to explore what is next for you. And until next time, keep showing up, even scared. Whatever stage you're in, just keep showing up because that's where the magic begins. You have my support. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning into the Beauty Moves podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, as this helps improve my ranking. Take care. Until next time.